Growing Up, Not Growing Old podcast.
We might never change the world, at least we've had our say.
Real talk about movies, music, politics, race, and religion.
Growing up, not growing old, the feeling is still the same.
Live from New York. It's the Growing Up, Not Growing Old podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Growing Up, Not Growing Old podcast. My name is Mike Russo, your host. With me today is Doug Weitzbuch. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. How about you guys?
We're good. With me is my friend David is going to be sitting in with us. What's up, David?
Howdy, how you guys doing?
Howdy.
Yeah.
You went with howdy?
I'm trying to channel in my southern experience living in Georgia and North Carolina.
Wait, Doug, you love howdy, huh?
Love howdy. I think it's underplayed. I love breaking it out. Not all the time, just every once in a while. You kind of drop it in there, you get a good reaction.
Wait a minute. If you're going to start saying howdy, I'm going to start saying I reckon.
Oh, I love that.
Can we do that?
And y'all.
No y'alls. No y'alls. No, we're New York. We don't say y'all in New York.
There it is.
Just Utes.
Yeah, use. How's things over there on the West Coast, Doug?
Everything's good. I'm out in the valley outside of LA. It's balls hot, but it's good. Super, super hot. We're getting by. Kids are back in school. Summer's kind of over.
That went quick.
I know.
Like, I'm not even ready. Like, next week, my kids go back.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, though, because at the same time, I'm like, I am ready. Having the kids home for summer, it's a lot of work, and I love them, and it's wonderful to be with them more, but at the same time, it's nice to kind of get that schedule back in place. And, 8 a.m. out the door, drop them off, you get your nice chunk of time, and get work done.
Yeah, sure. Actually, my kids started going back to like they're 16 and 14, so they're teenagers, but we still have to get them on there. Okay, you got to go to bed at regular time now, because I'm not going to spend all morning waking you up.
Exactly. 100%.
So back on that regiment.
You have to do that, otherwise it's like such a pain trying to get them out of bed. And we have the exact same deal over here. Summer was like no rules, and now it's like you need to be in bed by 8:30, and you need to have your eyes
boot camp. Going back to boot camp.
Right.
You I looked at you a little bit. You're a producer. You produce television shows?
That's right. I work in what we call out here the unscripted space. So unscripted you could define as competition shows, game shows, travel shows, kind of anything that's not in your typical scripted space.
Interesting. Have you seen that show, The Studio, on Apple Plus?
I have seen the show. I haven't seen the
whole
thing, but yeah, I've seen it.
They deal more with movie studios and stuff, but like, I actually wasn't going to watch it because I'm kind of sick of the celebrity being themselves show. But this show is really, really good, and I wonder if, like you said, you're more producing like unscripted television. But have you like ever experienced some of these crazy celebrity things or even reality people things?
Definitely.
Look at that face.
That show's spot on. That show's
really,
that show's showing the industry how it is. It's super cutthroat. Everyone's going for the top. It's high stress, high energy. Absolutely, and it's the same on my side of things. I've had exposure to a lot of different, A+ kind of level celebrities, and you got to talk your game, and working with them comes with a whole bag. Like they've got their teams and their managers and their hair and makeup and security, depending, who you're dealing with, and all different types of personalities.
Yeah, so I was watching that show, and I was kind of hoping that some of it, I mean, I'm sure a lot of it is exaggerated, but like sometimes some of these people, the way they act, it's so crazy that it's got to be true. With their demands and their all their stuff, everyone kissing each other's ass.
It's funny, like some of the best stories are actually real, right? You can't even think to write something that good or that wacky, that crazy, and that's the truth. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what kind of crazy things have you come across? And let's just say kitchen nightmares. Let's throw one out there because that's my favorite one.
That's a lot of different things. I mean, I have my stories. So one time I was working with Gordon Ramsay, Kitchen Nightmares. We were at a restaurant somewhere on the East Coast. I actually don't remember exactly which city. Oh boy, sorry. And And we remodel a restaurant, right? And that all happens pretty quickly. Like there's an overnight remodel to like relaunch a kitchen or a restaurant for like the new version post Gordon, restaurant. And so what happens overnight is this amazing team comes in and does everything you can imagine to make this restaurant sort of special and relaunch it, from the look to the menu to the kitchen, all the things, right? But that's not my department. I'm overseeing the whole thing creatively, but I'm not in there the one doing everything, So I come in very similarly to when he comes in to like see what this team did. So we show up the next day to see what this team did, and we're looking around, and Gordon sees this area where like the host stand is, and you can see like all this machine and wires and all this stuff exposed out the back of this. I guess it's more of like a point of sale type thing, and it looks pretty bad, and it's right next to a table where people would be sitting. And so he sees it and loses his mind. He's like an uber perfectionist. He's really good at what he does, and he expects really high quality. So he sees that, and I'm the first person. He starts to see red, and I'm the first person he says when he sees this. So he goes, "You, come here." And he pulls me into this, like, foyer, and he just starts chewing me out. And he goes, "You think this looks good? What's going on in here? Would you want to sit next to this point? Da-da-da-da-da." And, like, obviously, the only thing I can say is agree with him. And he was right, and I did agree with him. And I said, "Yeah, I agree with you. I'm seeing it for the first time. We'll get it fixed. You're right." But he's just, like, laying into me. Meanwhile, the whole restaurant's got cameras, right? And so the other people I was working with, like my bosses, were watching and listening. And I have like an earpiece where I can hear everybody. And they're laughing at me. They're laughing, and they go, "Whoa, that's great. Welcome to the club." Because,
that's great.
When you work with Gordon, you got to expect to get an earful every once in a while. Like I said, he's a perfectionist, but he's
everybody gets a piece, huh?
It can happen if you do something. He's gonna let you know.
That's kind of cool though, because he says it's everyone's turn, but not everyone gets to say they got chewed out by Gordon Ramsay. It's only select people in the whole world. It's a badge of honor for you.
The moment I was like embarrassed and also like kind of annoyed because like this has nothing to do with me, but in retrospect, I'm like, this is a good story. My bosses were like, "Welcome to the club, like you're one of us." Now I can talk about it. Yeah, it's a good one.
That's great. Were you a producer on that show in season 1?
No, I did seasons 3, 4, and 5 of Kitchen Nightmares.
Okay, because me myself, admittedly, I'm not a big reality or unscripted watcher, but one of my girlfriends was a huge Gordon Ramsay person.
Okay.
And Kitchen Nightmares season 1, episode 1 is a place right on the corner from my house. And it was the one, I don't know if you remember, with the guys, they thought they were like mob guys or whatever.
Funny.
And the one guy was like a big shot, and he kept fighting with Gordon Ramsay and everything, and he ended up disappearing. So he might have been connected. Yeah. It was my friend used to work at the place too.
It's still around?
No, it's shut down, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got another good story. You want another good story?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Do you know the show Duck Dynasty?
Yep.
Yeah, so Duck Dynasty was a huge hit. It was about more than 10 years ago, 12, 13 years ago, whatever it was. I worked on season 1, okay? So I came into post-production on that show. I was not in the field when they were filming the show. I was in post. They're filming with the family, the Robertson family in Monroe, Louisiana. Footage is getting sent to L.A., and I'm the one watching it. And I start watching the footage, and it's dog shit. It's horrible.
Oh, shit.
Horrible. Like some of the worst stuff I've ever seen. And so I call the head of the company, who's the one that's responsible for delivering like a great show. I bring him in the edit bay, and I go, "Watch what I'm watching. This is a problem." I show him, and I'm not going to name this dude's name. It's too public, but he starts losing his mind and screaming, "What the fuck?" Can I curse on here?
Yes.
"What the fuck is this? What the fuck's going on out in the field? This is fucking bullshit." And he instantly calls the people that are in the field producing this thing, because they're still filming. And he goes, "What the hell are you guys doing out there? This is unbelievable. I haven't seen shit like this." And he basically put him on pause. He's like, "Stop shooting. I'm not spending another $1 on this nonsense. Pause." And so we essentially had to have a little bit of a come to Jesus and get this show back to where it needed to be. Because this show was, there were a lot of initial ideas of what it was supposed to be, and they were just not executing, okay? So long story short, we get some better creative out there, some other producers out there, and start turning this thing around. At some point, there's still more problems. At some point, this same guy that owns the company goes, Doug, I need you to go in the field and help finish this thing off for the final 4 or 5 weeks. So I leave my family, I leave LA, and I fly to Monroe, Louisiana. I leave my friends and family to go help this family get a hit TV show. I hit the ground. I go straight to the duck, the duck call factories where they work. They have this massive factory where they make duck calls. That's their family business. And I show up, and Phil Robertson is like the patriarch of the family, the older guy he passed away, I think, recently. I walk up, I say, hey, Phil, I'm Doug Weitzbuch. Nice to meet you. I'm here to help, execute. He looks at me, he goes, you won't last long, and walks away.
Oh, shit.
That's what he just
what the fuck?
At the guy and goes, you won't last, and walks away. I'm like, what? I'm like looking over my shoulder. Am I getting punked right now? This guy, I just flew from LA to help this dude make a great show.
Wow.
That's what he said to me. I've never had anybody say anything to me like
that's one of those things that you think would be scripted.
Yep.
Like people don't really act like that, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Dead face, deadpan, right in my eyes. You won't last, and walks away. I'm like, wow. Thanks a lot,
that is
man.
crazy.
Thanks a lot. I'm glad I'm here to help you. Cut to 5 years later, 4 years later, he's signing a $400 million merchandising deal with Walmart. Thank you very much, but yeah, no thank yous. That's all good.
So what did you think he meant by that? Like you wouldn't last physically in that location, or you wouldn't make the show good? Because how would he know what a good show is when he's just
Let me unpack that comment.
Duck salesman.
To give him a little bit of sort of credit, or to make you understand where he was coming from. Like I said, the beginning of the shoot was a shit show, okay? And we got it to turn around a bit and be better, but at the same time, there were other problems that happened along the way. What was supposed to be a 5 or 6 week shoot in all turned into a 3 or 4 month shoot, okay? So this guy's life was pretty uprooted with the filming. By the time I got there, he was so fed up with our crew and filming and dealing with all the nonsense, he wanted it to be done. He wanted it to be over. So many people had come and gone that he was just essentially saying you'll be like the rest of them, kind of spit up and chewed out kind of thing. That's where he was coming from. Yeah.
See, that's I can understand that, but at the same time, he was an older gentleman at this time also.
Oh yeah, he was in his 70s.
So if you've lived a life, you know that treating people a certain way eventually is either going to come back to you, or you might need that person. That's why I always try to be nice to people. I always try to be positive to people, not only because I feel like that's how I want to be treated, but you never know when you're going to see that person again.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to act like that? It's just an insane way to live your life. And luckily, I haven't come across many people like that, but there's one. There's some like that.
And you were partly responsible for making them wildly successful.
100%. I was a supervising producer then at the time. I had a very significant hand in crafting that show from a creative standpoint, putting it together in post-production. They asked me to come back on season 2 and go out there for, I think at the time it was 4 months or 8 months, and I ended up turning down to go back to that show because they wanted me to be in buttfuck Monroe for 4 or 8 months. And I was like, absolutely not. You couldn't pay me enough. I just...
So he was right then.
What's that?
He was right then. He didn't last because you're like, I got to get out of here. I can't last another season.
No, I did last. Every last spring that season, I delivered that show that became the end.
Yeah.
I didn't come back intentionally.
Well, that's an amazing story because objectively that was a hit show. I mean, I'm not a huge reality show watcher, but all my friends and family watched it. But I can only imagine what a Duck Dynasty rough cut edit that is not good.
Oof.
It must have been really bad. I can only imagine, Yeah, it probably was unwatchable.
Yes, it was. And it was not television. It's literally, it was what is this? This is not TV. Yeah.
And it reminds me kind of what we talked about earlier about Star Wars, that the first Star Wars that came out, the rough cut version
yeah.
of that was apparently like unwatchable. And then George Lucas's, I think, girlfriend or wife at the time had to like rework the whole thing. And imagine if they didn't do that. We wouldn't even have Star Wars. So you're like the George Lucas.
You're George Lucas.
Yeah, you're
That's
basically,
who you are.
yeah.
You guys nailed it. You know, it's funny though. You know, when you work on these shows, I've worked on so many different shows, and it's hard to predict what's going to hit. You know, I've worked on shows where I was like certain they were going to be a hit, and then they weren't. And with Duck Dynasty, even though I knew it was laugh out loud funny, wildly different, I didn't know it was going to become as big as it was. You know, you never know if you're going to find an audience and what's going to work and what's going to hit, and that's, you know, a tricky thing. Like, no one has a recipe that just works. You know, it takes good creative, good team, but it also takes some luck and, you know, a kind of a mixed bag.
So you so now you have a new app called HOUSLE, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So now you also had some real estate show on Netflix, a reality show. Was it so I guess that's how the transition happened?
Yeah, exactly. So I got a call to work on a show called Buy My House for Netflix, okay? Buy My House, like the one-liner, the log line is Shark Tank for real estate. So imagine instead of your sharks getting pitched businesses, it's these big-time real estate people, real estate investors, getting pitched homes by people like you and me coming on to sell our house live on stage, okay? So we had 4 of these sharks, if you will. One was the CEO of Redfin, one's the CEO of the Corcoran Group in New York, and then one was an ex-NFL linebacker, and one's like an LA-based property investor. So they were our sharks. And then we did 8 episodes. We filmed at Netflix Studios in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we cast about 35 homeowners from across the country to come to our stage to, you know, pitch and try to sell their home. We had all different types of people and all different types of homes. I'm talking tiny homes in, you know, the middle of nowhere to like mansions, you know, in the $4 or $5+ million range. And across a year, it was my job to kind of oversee the whole project and really understand home prices and what drives value and how much location plays into it and, you know, the age of the home and all these things, right? And so across this year, I was just like deep into real estate and home prices. And I also have a real estate wife. My wife is a real estate broker. And so I hear real estate at home a lot as well, like the jargon and the talk and the deal making. And I like real estate, you know. It's been some of the best deals I've done personally in my life. I've already bought and sold a home, made good money on it, own my second home now. And so I love real estate. And at the time, I was also playing Wordle every day. Wordle's that daily, you know, word game.
Right, yeah.
And so I came up with an idea after like sort of living and breathing real estate and also playing Wordle to combine the two. And so HOUSLE is a daily house price guessing game where every single day, if you open the website, housle.house, you could do it right now, you'll see a home that you can guess the price for. So when you type in housle.house, pick one shows up, right? And then you see a picture and you see the state. That's the only clue is the state. And you have to take a guess. And then the app tells you higher, or if you're too high or too low, you hit next. And then you see a second photo and a new clue. You get the city. Anyway, that goes for 6 pictures and 6 clues. You learn the size of the home. You learn the property size, you know, how many bedrooms and bathrooms and some of the other features. And across 6 guesses, you're either right or wrong. You get your results, how close you were to the actual home value. We track your score across all the days that you play with your stats. We have a social element where you can share your score with friends and family, which is kind of a catchy, fun thing to kind of, you know, see how you did. And yeah, I ran with it and built that app.
That sounds great. Very interesting.
Thank you. I mean, I think so. I think there's a lot to it. You know, I think people like looking at real estate in different parts of the country, exploring design ideas, learning about home prices. People, you know, some people might be in a position to own a second home or an investment property, or in this new remote work environment, people are always looking to maybe move, you know? And so HOUSLE exposes people to all different types of homes and properties and kind of lets you, you know, have a nice, fun daily think about real estate.
Yeah, sometimes I even find myself on the real estate apps just looking at apartments in like San Diego.
Yeah.
Just because I like to see like different parts of the country. How much? The other day, this is actually recently, I was looking up houses in Grand Rapids, Michigan, just because it was fun.
And you can see how much we're getting ripped off here in New York.
Yeah,
for
well,
a while.
you know.
I bet
This is not LA,
It was
maybe.
wonderful there, right? Grand Rapids. I bet you could get a lot.
Oh, it was so nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of the idea. That's the theory behind it is, you know, what's important to you, where do you want to live, and, you know, if you want a certain type of home, you could probably find it depending on where you're willing to live. So, yeah, that's HOUSLE. It's a lot of fun. You know, I've gotten amazing feedback from people who've been playing. One guy in Chicago reached out to me. He's a high school teacher, and he plays the game every single morning, 0 period, when the kids first show up, like 7, 8 a.m., and these high school age students, like teenagers, you know, 15, 16, they want to play the game every morning, and he pulls it up on a screen, and they all shout out their answers of each guess.
Oh, that's fun.
And they go through it, and then they, like, after they finish, they see the price, and they kind of talk a little bit about real estate and location. And, you know, I wasn't expecting, you know, teenage kids to be interested in this, but I love that. You know, I think there's a lack of sort of education in real estate to the youth, because in my opinion, it's one of the greatest assets we're all going to own in our life.
Mm-hmm.
Why not learn about it early, you know, and talk about it?
Do you get so when you guess correctly earlier on in the early rounds, you get more points? I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Works, or?
We have a leaderboard. 6,000 points is the max. So if you hit it bang on your first guess, it's 6,000, and then depending on how close you are and on what guess is how many points you get per day.
And you said it has to be within 5%.
Exactly, within 5%.
That's hard. Yeah, I would think so. If it's like $100,000 house, you'd have to guess like 95 or.
I bet you I could.
105.
I bet you I'll be good.
Really?
I think I could do this.
I think I could do like 20%, but
No, you gotta give me
10%. Even 10% seems
Have
hard.
you guys
Yeah.
played today yet? You should pull it up and play right now. It's fun. It's a fun play.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
Like, listen and watch people play is actually fun. The Barstool Sports guys have been playing on their mostly sports podcast. They pull it up live on their podcast and play, and it's hilarious to watch them play because it's, you know, the main hosts are like our age, you know, like whatever. I don't know how old you guys are. I'm 43. They're around, you know, like that age. And
Yeah, we're all around that age.
yeah, and so like they know a bit about real estate, and their guesses are somewhat reasonable. But they've got these younger guys on their shows sometimes, and so they were playing. They pulled up a house in Colorado, like a really nice looking modern 3-story home in Colorado, and they start guessing, and the younger guy goes 600,000, and they all start laughing at him. They're like, "What are you trying to rent a bedroom in the house?" It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I think I could do good with 5%.
All right, yeah, we'll have to play.
Like, it's not just about knowing it. It's also like I have a good sense of like I have a good instinct for things like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm on these apps all the time, just looking at random places,
Yeah,
and I see the prices of these things.
yeah, it's called Zillow porn.
Oh, is there a name for it? Get out of here! See,
Zillow.
I was gonna say Zillow, but I didn't want to, you know, throw another app out there. But that's the one.
Yeah, so everyone's like, scroll. I mean, it's a real thing. Man. Like, for whatever reason, I think there's a lot of different reasons why people are scrolling Zillow, and they love it. People who are into it, they love it. And that's what I found about my game, is it's not for everybody. You know, not everyone's interested in playing a game guessing house prices, but the people who like it, they love it. And they come back every single day. Die-hard fan.
Yeah, sometimes I'll even look up my own house. It's like, hey, how am I looking?
100%. Everybody's doing that. I don't know how
Okay,
I
so-
trust those Z estimates, though, but...
Dave is on it right
I'm
now.
already my third guess. So you said that you're showing houses from all over the country. Is it also like different market or price points, or is it?
Yeah.
Can I see like a house from like Flint, Michigan that's like a 1-bedroom bungalow? Is that going to show up? Or
Yeah, I curate the daily game. I intentionally try to mix it up. Different cities, different price points. You know, high and low. You know, today, are you looking at that purple house?
You're fucking
Yeah.
crazy. $7.25. You're crazy, bro. There's no way.
My first two guesses were too low, and then I just bumped it up, and then it's too high now. So
Nah,
I'm
he's
narrowing
not.
it down.
Low, which is good to try to.
He's pretty much what I'm looking. He's pretty much guessed $7.25. It looks to be a fucking trailer.
Yeah, but my first. Well, first it was like, okay, this is in Tennessee. I'm like, okay, that can be. I mean, that's pretty broad, right? If it's in the sticks,
Yes.
it's going to be worth nothing.
Yes.
If it's in Nashville, it's going to be worth a lot. So I'm like, I don't know. So I just put 325 as my first guess, and then it was too low. And then it was like Nashville. I'm like, okay, it's not a good looking house. You know, I mean, it's not a big house. It's like a tiny house. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is the Nashville market this blown up?
So
I guessed 500,000, and that's too low.
You know, the Nashville market post-COVID has taken off, fully exploded.
Yeah.
And so did Austin, but Austin has since sort of crashed. Austin's having a
Right.
big housing issue last year or two where it's really kind of come down. Prices are down 30, 50%. Nashville just kept going. And so you're seeing that right there. This tiny little, you know, kind of older house is worth, you know, more than you'd expect.
That's crazy, but I guess it's not so high. It's lower than 725. And I
Well,
have 3 more guesses
yeah. I
left.
mean,
But I mean, it went from 500.
listen,
I
Doug.
doubled it.
Instincts.
50%. So give me instincts. So give me a price then.
On that one?
Yeah.
Nah, see, I got to start fresh.
Where he started fresh.
See, nah, I can't just jump in the middle. I got to start fresh.
I gave you 3 guesses. Now you're going to go and log on your app, and then you're going to get it on the first guess because you stole my bad decisions.
How many did it take you to get, Dave?
I'm still on the third.
Oh, you're on.
Or I'm on the fourth. Next clue says 2 bedroom, 1 bath.
Tiny.
Nice interior.
East Nashville, 2 bedroom, 1 bath. It looks like a tiny house,
And you have
and it's lower than 725. So it's going to be like what, 615?
That's a good guess. 615.
All
is a
right.
good guess.
You might
Let's
bang
see.
it.
I'm blaming you. Okay, I have an ad coming now.
Oh yeah. Is there an option to maybe a subscription option to get rid of the ads?
Yeah. We've got
Okay,
a
good.
premium feature. It's $1.99 a month, super low, lightweight, and not
That's
only
worth
get
it.
rid of the ads, but there's an extra game every day. That was like one of the biggest sort of requests when we first launched. They're like, I love your game, but I want more than one. Like, it only takes me a couple minutes to play, and I want to keep playing. So I introduced a second premium game every day that you get if you pay. And then also, which is pretty cool, I unlocked the entire archive. So we have over 900 homes over the last, 2 years, 2.5 years that this game's been around. And you can dig through every single day. And if you haven't played it, you can go and play all the old games.
That's great because I understand ads are part of it and it kind of comes with it. But what'd you say, $1.99? That's great. That's well worth it.
$1.99 is cheap. Yeah, I mean, look, it's like it's not free to keep the game alive,
Oh yeah.
It took a decent chunk of money to build it, and it takes money to maintain it. And so at some point, I was like, this has to make some money, And so
Right.
one ad that, if you play the game and you like it, you can watch an ad for 5-10 seconds or pay $1.99 a month, and you'll never see an ad again.
For some reason, I'm just totally making this up, grabbing this out of thin air because I know nothing about it. But I feel like the app world is a cutthroat, world to live in. Like this new, it's not new, it's newer. This whole app world. You know what I'm saying? How is it living in the app world now?
I mean, it is cutthroat. There's new apps launching every day. There's new trends every day. There's something that, launches that's better than you every day, right? And so you constantly have to try to reinvent yourself or find a new way to market your product and find new customers and players. And it's just like a constant grind for sure. And look, as you heard, I'm a TV producer, right? I'm not a tech guy. I'm not a mobile game app guy. That's not I wasn't trained in it. I didn't study it. I haven't worked in it for 20 years. I just sort of made it happen, and I've been figuring it out for the last couple of years.
Yeah. Do you have a tech guy? You have to have somebody on the inside, right?
You have to have a tech guy. I can't program this stuff.
I even got a tech guy.
I'm a guy in Brazil.
Oh, nice.
And so he's just an hourly guy that whatever I need, whenever I need it, he gets it done for me.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. But otherwise, it's pretty self-sufficient, basically. I've got a back end, where I input the games, and then the games pop up each day, basically at midnight in your time zone.
Is your developer in Florianopolis or
He was.
South Brazil?
My last one was in Florianopolis. My new one is like the beaches of Sao Paulo.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's a big tech hub now. It's getting like South Brazil.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because it's like cheap and there's a lot of like good developers there. It's a great place to live also. So
100%.
yeah, it's pretty nice.
I've had good luck with South American developers. I know a guy who launched an entire company around sort of helping companies find South American programmers. That's his entire business is to like, oh, you're paying $140 an hour for a US programmer? Let me help you get one for $40 an hour in Argentina. Wow. Which is a big difference.
Yeah, and it's helpful because the time zones are sort of the same, compared to like, a lot of people would outsource to India or the Philippines or, places like that, but they're like, 12 hours behind or ahead or whatever. Right. So here it's like you're almost like, working with someone like real time. So it's good.
Yeah, you nailed it. And
so South America is like a big tech hub, huh?
The quality of work is great, no complaints.
Yeah, the work is really good. Yeah, Colombia, Argentina, Brazil, they have some really good talent there. And they're very enthusiastic to work for you and all that. So it's good. And
Turkey is a big hair hub.
Yeah, we should take a joint trip there.
Me and him got to go to Turkey.
I'm getting thin. I am.
Not dude, are you kidding me? I'm insulted for what you just
I'm jealous.
No, you got the ring.
Oh, come on.
Come on, Doug.
I would do some bad things to get hair like that. Definitely.
By the way,
so Dave, we go to Turkey?
Yeah. And I guess he's a little self-conscious. He wants a touch-up job also. Yeah.
I'm fine. Have you seen those videos of like 8 dudes on the airplane coming home from Turkey?
Yeah.
I didn't know about the turkey hair thing. I used to, I was like a crazy workout person last year, and I was following this one guy. He came out with these great videos, and he documented his hair journey, and he went and that shit works.
Tons of videos like that, yeah. And that's getting competitive also because there's all these like companies there, and they're all competing for business and all that. So
here in LA or
2 for 1. That's how we get our.
People are going south of the border to Mexico, to Tijuana. There's some clinics that do it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That should be a fun,
that sounds
medical tourism.
That sounds, I've heard stories about women going down there to get like BBLs, but they come back with like cement in their butt and stuff. You ever hear those stories?
Yeah, you got to be careful. I think if you find the right place, reputable place, maybe someone that has had it done and can kind of vouch for their systems, and sure, but otherwise, yeah, there's definitely hack shops for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna come back with hair like Chucky the doll.
You go first, Mike. Get your BBL, and if it's good, I'll get one also.
Nah, you got some good seedlings up there, bro. I don't even think you're bald.
You want me to donate to you? Is that what you want? I can donate my followers.
Let me get some from your harvest area. Let me get some. What Doug, do you have a social media, like is HOUSLE on social media or you or anything?
Yeah.
Like, how do you keep up with that stuff?
HOUSLE Instagram is at housle.house. I recently did a TikTok. Since I have the background in sort of TV and making content, I've started to put some different videos together, whether it's more like house tours or it's also like, clips of the daily game sort of cut to music and in an exciting sort of fun transition way to just get some eyeballs on it. So, I've been doing that. It's more recent, like in the last couple months. But I think it's important to have a solid online presence, like everybody's living on their phones. Everyone's living on social media. So I think, for me, it's free marketing, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty much mandatory at this point. Yeah. You have to have some kind of presence on social media.
You have to do, you're in production of television. Now you're producing apps, and it's like you learn all this stuff about creating a product. But at the end of the day, you got to learn how to market also, no matter what you do. Everyone needs to be good at that, especially how competitive things are. It's just like everyone, like even with your podcast or my products, it's like you just have to do it.
Yeah,
you have to figure it out.
Cutting through the noise is like, that's a real skill. And trying to make something that connects with people, not just the app itself, but then like whatever you do in your marketing, people are fickle, everyone's just flick. Yeah. So, I'll spend a couple hours making a video and the video's 23 seconds or 19 seconds, and then I get the stats, and you can
Yeah.
see what the average watch time of each person, and it's
4 seconds.
no, it's
Yeah.
less. It's like 1.2 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, you fuckers, man.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's why people are doing, like, I don't know if you see this, if you notice this, but people are doing this. They're doing weird shit right out of the gate. They're moving their camera into their face as the video starts, or they're coming from off screen onto screen.
Yeah.
They're physically doing things that catches your attention, that makes you want to see, wait, whoa, something's happening, you know?
Mhm.
I think it works to keep people's attention.
That's actually kind of a sad state of affairs too, if you think about it. Like you have to do like all these tricks
Yeah.
to get people to stick around for more than 3 seconds.
That is smart. That is a very astute comment. I think it is kind of sad, but it is where it's at right now.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But it's almost kind of always been like that. It's like the Seinfeld, like the twirling umbrella thing. You know, that's what I always think of. You know, it's like how do you get someone's attention right away?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like any distractions. I pay for all my apps because I don't want any commercials. I don't want any of that stuff. So when I actually see a video that actually grabs my attention, like an advertisement, like for more than 2 seconds, I'm like, that's really impressive. You know, it's really, really impressive.
Yeah.
Also, I noticed people who I'm sorry, Doug. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm a fan of creative people. Like I love when I see a marketing campaign that cuts through. Like right now, I'm like most excited about. You guys should check her out if you haven't seen her. There's a girl on TikTok and Instagram. She goes by the handle Tampa Bree. Okay, Tampa Bree. Have you heard of this girl?
No.
She's a realtor. Okay, and what does every normal realtor do? They do a house tour and they walk around showing the house themselves, or there's a video of the house with some music, and it's kind of vanilla and the same thing. This girl is hysterical, dry, drop-dead, dry, flat humor, and she delivers comedy. She's dropping jokes. She starts at a house. She's standing in front of a house. She goes, "This looks like Donald Trump would live here," and and just.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I've seen one of those.
She is the funniest thing, and it's laugh out loud funny, and it stands out, and she's going to be a star, I'm sure, because she's obviously talented. She's not; these aren't like simple jokes that she's dropping. I don't know if she's got help with it or not, but she's incredibly funny. It's well cut and put together. It stands out. I look forward to her videos. Like I follow her. And I talk about. Look, I'm talking about her.
She's doing it. Yeah,
me, you create something, you do something that people want to talk about. Your goal.
that's great.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about how competitive things are, which is true, but it's also like you're bringing up a point where now there's no barriers to get to people. So if you are like a unique personality or you have quirks, like you can let that shine right away. It's not like the typical real estate agent with like the a Coldwell Banker business card, and he's got like the nice suit, and he's like go like that. It's like, or like the bus stand thing. It's like you don't need to do that anymore. You can just if she so happens to be funny, and then she can just lead with that, and then whoever likes her. 99% of people probably don't like her, but if she can convert 0.5% over 100 million views, that's huge.
People are going to use her just because they think she's funny. Like why not? She's probably smart. She's obviously got a business sense. She's making these videos. She's not a dummy. So I don't think real estate's the hardest thing. It's like I'm sure she's pretty good at what she does, but she's going to get a lot of business off these videos. But that's the world we live in now, which is the landscape has shifted so much in terms of like content and getting famous and getting your name out there. I come from a world 20, 15 years ago where we had serious gatekeepers controlling what we all were exposed to, the Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS's, the MTV, VH1s on cable. They were the gatekeepers. They put content out on television directly to you through your TV, and that world is upside down now, It's like their world is shrinking by the day. The online digital world, social media world is growing by the minute, direct to consumer, and anybody's got a shot. Just like you said, Dave, like you're creative, you got a funny POV, quirk, whatever, like you could find an audience.
Yeah, that's funny what you said. You said direct to consumer. ESPN just came out with an app called ESPN DTC, direct to consumer.
That's it. Everyone wants.
What does it offer? Just like
It's what it is actually I don't think it's a separate app. It's like a thing within the app. What the ESPN, they call it ESPN DTC. What it is it came off the new deal with WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're gonna have everything you want on ESPN in one place for $30 a month.
Did you also hear that ESPN bought 10% of NFL?
Wow.
What?
Yeah, it's like a
And
$30 billion deal or something like that, or vice versa.
That's
like
huge.
Network.
Isn't ESPN owned by Disney also?
Yeah.
Isn't like
They did
basically
a
Disney owning
$30
it?
billion deal for 10%. They're now in cahoots, so I'm sure all the NFL games will be on ESPN.
Yeah. ABC probably also.
ABC,
right?
ESPN, Disney, Hulu. It's all. I mean, Disney's going to rule the world. They take it over. They're going to be Skynet. Disney is going to turn into Skynet.
They'll probably buy the Terminator properties also. Yeah.
Yeah.
Launder the machine's image.
So, Doug, what? So you got the app. You have anything else on the horizon you want to give a plug to or anything?
Yeah, sure. I've been working on this really great show called The 1% Club. It's on Fox right now on Tuesday night, so tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. It's a game show hosted by Joel McHale, and it's a fun, family-friendly game show. It's where most of these game shows are sort of what I would call like trivia-based, like you need to know the answer. This is different in that it's logic-based. There is some kind of pattern or puzzle or something within the question that you can just answer it if you see it or know it or get it. And so it's a 15-question quiz or, with $100,000 on the line. There's 100 people in our audience each episode with their iPad answering the questions. And then as the questions get harder, people get eliminated. And then for the final 1% question, which is the question that 1% of America would get right, they come on stage and answer the question and, partake in the prize.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah,
logic based. If this was 15, 20 years ago, I would have killed it.
What happened?
As you get older, you just get more stupid. Like for work, I have to.
Speak for yourself.
All right. Yeah, I'm the only
good at it. If you have a logic-based brain, I think you'd be good at it. It's a really fun watch along, and so I've been working on that this whole year. We shot it in Atlanta. It's been airing for the last probably 7-8 weeks. There's a total of 14 episodes, but we're airing sort of the last 4 as 2 hours soon in the coming weeks. And so there's a good chance that, the show may get picked up pretty quickly. So I think I'll roll into another season.
So if you have a logic-based brain, you would be good at the show?
Yes.
So no women, Doug?
How dare
You don't have to answer that.
Yeah, so for our show, we intentionally cast like a very, a cross-section of America, old, young, male, female, all diversities, and so
of course.
That's what the sort of the audience looks like, and the people who do well, it's very unique. Each episode, it's very
That's great.
You never know who's going to win.
And then your next show will be a game where if you have high emotional intelligence, you'll succeed. I don't know what that game would look like, but
that would be all women
that's
at
the
that
next
point.
idea.
Those are the dating shows.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's already been done. You're right.
You want to add anything before I let him go?
Oh, no. I mean, I just tried the app right now, and it was I'm not even a big app or phone app game guy, but I'm like, I can see how this is addictive. And especially if my girlfriend's watching over my shoulder, I think we're going to have fun and maybe cause some arguments also.
Uh-oh.
So.
Yeah, it's a fun like couple game, if like you and your spouse or significant other want to play and talk about real estate. It's also like some random person reached out to me to thank me for building it because they were like, I haven't talked to my family or my parents in a couple years, but we come from like a real estate background, and somehow over this game we've reconnected, and every day we play and share our scores, and it's got us back in touch. And I was like, wow, that's incredible.
That's awesome. That's like little things like that makes it worth it. Like, all the hard work and everything, just one little thing is great.
Well, I mean, that was the point of like games and board games. It's kind of a way to like bring like friends and family together. So
Yeah.
This is just like one way. Like this is
Less is Monopoly, then you're fighting.
Yeah. So I mean, my goal is to hopefully, raise more money and sort of make HOUSLE have all sorts of other features. Like this is the one daily, national domestic game. I want there to be a portal where you could be like, I only want to see local homes in like my, in a 20, 30 mile radius, and have like a secondary game where you're playing more local version of HOUSLE, and maybe it helps you with your house hunt for your next house, and kind of gamifying that. And I have other ideas of how to like kind of grow and scale the idea and kind of ideally turn it into like a household name and brand that, can be more like millennial focused and help the next generation have a nice entry point into real estate.
Well, you definitely. I think you officially have 2 new players here, right, Dave?
Yeah, we'll be placing bets on this probably soon.
Oh, it's gonna get serious.
Oh, that's so
It's gonna get
funny. I
serious.
had lunch with my buddy on Friday. He goes, "Don't you think you should turn this into like a gambling game?" And my
Yes.
guy's like, "No, I don't think so." But like, I get the people who would want to get bet on it.
Oh, it's there. It's there to be picked.
Yeah, that's the zeitgeist right now, right? So
Right.
So just Doug, before you go, let me tell everyone where they can get the app, because I think you had said the website, but is it on the app stores and stuff?
Yeah, exactly. So it's both. We've got if you want to go direct to it on your browser, mobile or web, it's www.housle.house, HOUSLE, and then we also have apps on your app stores, both iOS and Android.
Awesome, Doug. I want to thank you for doing the show. I really had a good time with you. I mean, a lot of times when I have someone on who I don't know personally, it's a little funny because I don't know them. But you're great, man. I really love having you on.
Thank you. It was great talking to you guys. I really appreciate it. Had a blast. You guys are great. So thank you.
All right, have a great day, Doug.
All right, same. See you.
yeah, best of luck. Take care.
Bye.
Thanks for checking out the Growing Up, Not Growing Old podcast. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Gungo Podcast. That's GUNGO Podcast. And listen to past episodes at gungo.podbean.com.